All right, y'all, what's good? We back with another breakdown and trade review. Is in the books, and NFP is essentially over. We having this last run up right now before market close. Market close. Well, settlement is at 4:15, and then everything ceases at 5 o'clock. So, we're about to go into the weekend, and it's been a good first week. A lot of things could have been handled way better, but all of this is for learning experiences. So let's get right into it. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna delete these levels and I will keep everything else. And I add them as I'm going through. Okay, so let's clean for the day. So this is our London session, our Asian session. I didn't take any trades. I did take some on my funded account. I'm gonna show you guys my funded account. I feel like I know. Um, I haven't been trading my funded account very well, and I gotta do better with that, but it's all good though. So coming into the day, I took my first trade after 6, so that this 4 hour candle, I wanted to trade this 4 hour candle, and I got stopped out right before the news driver at 8:30. So I noticed we weren't really making our way down to this 50%. We made this long wick after trading higher for the first 3 days. Well, Wednesday was a down close day, but in the beginning of the day, Wednesday, we traded higher. So we started trading lower on Thursday, had a nice run lower on Thursday, and we really couldn't get anything below these levels or any, price action to get down to 50%. I feel like this was permissible for the week. So then going into this week, 4 hour gap right here. This open at 10. I didn't even notice this. This would have been a really good entry. Let's see how it looks when we start moving down, but I'm gonna still explain everything. So I was anticipating higher prices. Why? Always ES. Like ES is a great indicator. I was I wanted to see higher prices because yesterday NQ took out this Asian session high, but we weren't even able to trade up to the Asian session high yesterday on ES, and we left these relative equal highs. So we broke lower. Well, I'm sorry, this is Thursday trading, but new day started. We traded lower. We didn't take out the low, and we started making our way higher. With that, with seeing that, I was anticipating at least for these highs to get targeted. So that was my mindset with NQ. So I wanted to go long until at least these levels were hit. And as doing so, I really just wanted the previous day's high. I really wanted that to get smacked. But right before the news driver stopped out, and then price made its run. But it's all good though. So I got in at the start of the 4 hour candle. So we opened that 4 hour candle opened at 6, and I'm gonna show you guys my entry. So I seen this fair value gap open here. And this you could use this 4 hour gap if had you seen this. But this formed at 10. So at started 10 a.m. So this was 10 a.m. open. So this formed after 10. So we had to have this closure first before this fair value gap was official. So that's probably why I didn't notice it. But opening of the 6 hour candle at the 6 a.m. 4 hour candle, we're here. So we traded lower down into this 15-minute inefficiency. And we had this beautiful run. We had this nice run, and the way it looks, this last push down was literally like the last 10 seconds of the candle. Like, didn't really expect it. And then I also had this 1 hour confluence. So we also had this 1 hour gap. We're trading above, and I'm using that for my confluence. So we had a 15-minute and a 1 hour. So as you can see, we had the nice run up, news driver, 8:30. So it looks like it was like a nice run, but this was the stop hump right before this 8:30 candle, and we had that push higher. So I got stopped out right before that, but it's all good. Then we had another run, this run going short. I caught some of this run going short also. So what was I looking for? After 8:30, I went to 8:50. Yes, and it's so many opportunities for the day. So I'm waiting for 8:50 now. So 8:50 to 9:10, I'm really waiting for that macro to see if I could take advantage of that macro. And I just wanted to see if we could trade into this gap here, this 5 minute gap. And we definitely got that. Sorry about that mistake. So 8:50, and I'm just waiting for price to break down to show me that it wants to break down after 8:50. So 8:50 came, we traded higher one more time, and we formed this small fair value gap here. And this gave a beautiful run. Look how we displaced. We displaced and we started just heading lower. We didn't even come back here until later on here. But we kept trading. We didn't even come back and test this area, so we just started trading lower. So 9:10, that's when I was like, okay, this is a good run, and we kept trading lower. This was the low. No, this was a minor sell side here. So if you see, we have 8:30. We have this 8:30 run, and like I mentioned, 8:29 they gave. 8:29 was a stop hunt right before the 8:30 candle. But I'm using this low because we had this one down close candle, then we had this run up. So as you can see, after we cleared that sell side, we started trading higher and we had this consolidation. I had lost. I took a loss, so I made some profit here. I took a loss in this area, trading this that first 30 minutes of New York Open. I got cooked during that, but all good. I did recover some of that with ES. So today was really, there's a lot of opportunity for the day, a lot of volatility. That's what is being offered, and just waiting. People don't like to trade NFP, but honestly, you really just gotta wait until the news drivers pass and the market is doing what it does. But the market will still deliver and make its runs as if it was any regular day. Just we're just more volatile. And you just gotta just be nimble. So I ended up taking a short here, and it was a nice little short. I made back some of what I lost during that 8:30 run, during that 9:30 open, and then my last run. And there's a lot of confluences too. So we trade into this this wasn't today's new day's opening gap. This was yesterday's new day opening gap. We trade into that and we started to reject. And you see we kept getting these rejections off of that. So you could have your entry. If you wanted to go short here, you could have aligned your entry around this new day opening gap. And you see we kept getting short. This was 9:30. And you see we formed this fair value gap pushing lower. Pushing lower. And then we had this nice run below. We took out this sell side right before the news driver, and then as you can see, we end up reversing again. And then we had this 5 minute fair value gap form. Well, I'll show you guys this 5 minute fair value gap because I had an entry at that 5 minute fair value gap. I got stopped out, And then my next entry was the low that I mentioned, that sell side low that I mentioned. I used that entry. So mind you, and I've showed so many different like setups. Mind you, today I didn't even use true day open. So that 12 a.m. open, I didn't even outline that going into the day. So just using was here like this price action, just capitalizing on the back and forth. And if you're a scalper, this is probably like scalping galore over here. This is a great time to be scalping. So I caught this last run up, boom, and I finished off the day in profit. But I'm gonna show you guys the execution, and I'm gonna show the ES execution also. Let's go down to 1 minute, see it better. I said that 4 hour candle, look at the entry. Nice run, stopped out 829. That's okay. Had this run up after 50. That was my top step. So had this run, boom, start trading lower, capitalizing on that lower run. I wanted to go higher. I wanted to see these highs potentially be taken or anywhere these inefficiencies trade into. We didn't get that, and we started trading lower. Lost that. That's fine. I could have potentially went short, targeting these lows. I didn't do that. Now I was looking to go long at that 5 minute fair value gap I mentioned, and I was stopped out, break even, and then I took one more attempt, and you see capitalize on that. End up capitalizing on this nice run. So we had some really nice runs today, and this was a short I mentioned, quick short, nothing crazy. I could have targeted with similar price action when targeting the low right before the news run, that 829 low. So that was targeted on NQ and ES. So a lot of opportunities for the day, and that's what news drivers offers. A reason for the market to gyrate back and forth aggressively, and it's a lot of opportunities if you know the scalp and you're not trying to marry any setups. But I do show like that. I probably show I probably show my Top Step account in another video, but I do need to get that out of drawdown. So next week, that's the goal for next week. Get my account out of drawdown and a payout for next week. But I'll keep y'all updated on that. And until next time, love.